Hello everybody, Pure Marquette 1223 here with another lantern. This one I've been waiting for a long time, and in fact it was actually too long of a wait. And I finally get to show it to you now because I just got it and it's a real good one. What you're looking at is a Dietz Hy-Lo. It is a contractor's lamp that's made by Dietz from the 19 teens till the 1940s. You can see it's marked Hy-Lo here on the tank, Dietz here, and then New York, USA, all on the bottom of the tank. Now, this lantern is all original condition, unrestored. No, nothing has been done to it, which is really extraordinary for Hy-Los because as a contractor's lantern, these things were usually abused and used, and a lot of the ones that are around today are in very rough shape unless they've been restored. But not this one, so thought it was a good opportunity to grab this one. Now, this one is a later version of the Hy-Lo, but it's kind of a mixture of in between the old version and the new version. Now, the new versions have this style globe guard that goes across like this where the wires cross. The older ones just came straight up and then they went out. The older ones also had the tank was like this, but a lot of the newer ones, the tank is taller and not as wide. So it's kind of like in between. And actually, this lantern, I don't know if you can see that, but right there is the patent date on this lantern. It says May 4th, 20, which is 1920. And the production date, which is on the bottom, says S440, which means that it was made in April of 1940, which means this lamp is approaching, it's going to be 61 years old this year, which is real, and this thing is in great shape for its age. Now I'll get into taking this thing apart and showing you some of the things. But two, I'm also going to point out, I don't know if you noticed this right off the bat, but this is my first round tube hot blast lantern that I have. All my other ones have been square tube. If I would have gotten a earlier Monarch, I would have had a round. Well, no, actually now my Monarch is a round tube. I'm talking like this style. So, but these lanterns were never streamlined like the Monarch, so this lantern did not make it. It was in there, but people just didn't. These never went that direction. You can see right now that it's already got a brass filler area right here. But if you take this off of here, you can see that the inside, it's virtually brand new on the inside. It doesn't even look like that there's been oil sitting in it for a long time, which is a good sign. And from the outside, the bottom is pretty good. You can see it's still pretty shiny. You can see all the soldering in this lantern right here. Down here too as well. And on the clips. Now, and this lantern also has the little handle lock on it, which I didn't know really was standard on these. Now, the name Hy-Lo is spelled H-Y-L-O, and a lot of people commonly misspell it and call it H-I-L-O. There's a hyphen in there too. But the name Hy-Lo stands for Dietz's thing, that their slogan on this lantern, which was high performance, low cost. It was a high performance lantern. It was very popular for many years along companies. That's why you usually find a lot of ones that have company names to be in very bad shape. But it was very popular among companies, and it had a really good reputation with the Dietz lanterns. So now I'm also going to show you, but at first glimpse when I looked at this lantern, I kind of wondered how the lift worked, because if you look, there's no lift lever. But this little handle right here, this little loophole is how you lift it. You grab the little loophole and you push up on it, which it has a very squeaky lift, by the way. It does have a red fits all in it too. C12 lock knob, patent date. Dietz fits all, New York, USA. It's kind of an older fits all, not a newer one. But this cone, actually, just like the number 0 square lift that I got talking about in the previous video, it has a hinged cone, which I had off a minute ago, that I find interesting because of how light of a lantern it is. Usually that's only for earlier lanterns. It has a number 1 burner in it, right here, which slides right out just like how it should. Still says Dietz on the bottom, made in USA. The wick turns really good still, which is also good. The tank is still just as shiny looking from this point of view. This lantern really doesn't have a specific origin. It's not derived from a bunch of models like some other lanterns are. But it also says Dietz on. It says Dietz here on the top too. If I didn't show that to you, right there. But I also too I noticed that's got this thing right here, and I don't know what that's for. I don't know if it was for whatever, but a lock. But otherwise, though, this is in really good shape for a high-low. I'm really glad, even though I'm not quite sure if the price was. We probably might have overpaid for it. I'm not gonna tell you how much, but it's still a good find considering that most high-lows are usually in very poor condition. The high-low, there's at least 4 known variations of this lantern. 2 of them are somewhat rare and desirable. You got the older style, which has the non-crossing guard wires. You got guard wires and wide tank. You got the wide tank one. You got the newer one, which has the guard wires that cross. You have another version that has the wide tank on it, but it also has a magnifying lens, similar, just like a Buckeye dash mounted onto it. But it doesn't have a reflector on the back of it, so I find that kind of interesting. The last one is somewhat hard to find and is very difficult to recognize, and a lot of people overlook this one. But there is a unmarked, which means it doesn't have Dietz here, or anywhere. The only thing you'll know is if the globe, but anybody can put any globe in there, but it's an unmarked, but it's got a square tank. I've only seen 2 of those. One, the tank was completely gone. The bottom was completely gone out of it. Another one was in so-so condition. But a lot of people misidentify these lanterns, and they usually would go very unnoticed. But the square tank just looks kind of unusual. I can't remember how long these things will burn on a tank of fuel, but I'm pretty sure that since the contractor's lantern, it will burn for quite a while. But I'm not done yet with this update. I got 2 more lanterns to show you. One I've had since this weekend, another one, and the globe came for the one that I've had for about 2 weeks now. And the globe came for the one that we won just last week. So I will get to show you that one. So that lantern, those 2 lanterns will be featured in a double header video. So this is a Dietz Hy-Lo though. But just stick around here for the next part, for this next video, because it's gonna be a good one that doesn't deal with lanterns that I've never talked about before. So get ready for the next video, because it's gonna be a real cool one. Stick around.